On behalf of the proud citizens of Bowling Green, Kentucky, I want to welcome you to our grand city. Bowling Green, and particularly Beach Bend Raceway Park, are delighted to host the Buick Grand Sport Nationals. The Buick Grand Sport Nationals is the biggest tourist event in Bowling Green, bringing in excess of 10,000 people, filling rooms for 25 miles around. As the mayor of Bowling Green, I want to extend to you our southern hospitality, invite you to share the beauty of our spring. I hope that you enjoy your stay, and I want to invite you back for a week or a lifetime.
Discovered that I was going to have bypass surgery, and of course they probably thought we were kind of foolish, but our biggest concern was if I was going to be able to get out and recover soon enough to make the GS Nationals. You know, everything worked out good. So.
Hi, my name's Roy Palencar, and coming up next is a song that I wrote for the GS Nationals. It's entitled Wildcat. Hope you guys like it. And here's Test and Tune for the 96 GS Nationals.
Just can't keep her on the straight line. Precision Industries Vigilante Converter is truly unique in the industry. It's absolutely streetable and able to handle 1,000 horsepower on the drag strip. It's the only converter with a 9.5-inch diameter in the industry that has a lock-up clutch, so the customer doesn't lose his economy when he drives it on the street. It's available now, and it carries a 2-year warranty, and it is absolutely the greatest thing to come along in a long time for these type of cars.
The Buick Grand Sports Nationals is certainly unique to Bowling Green. We recognize that this is an event that could locate any place else in the country, but we're pleased that the group has chosen to come to Bowling Green. We think it's because of our friendly people, our great location on I-65, and this wonderful facility here at Beach Bend Park and Raceway. So we think it's an ideal place for the GS owners to come and locate. It's an extremely special event here in Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Our latest product, CSP Coil Pack, basically what it is at the moment is the only upgrade ignition system for the Buick Grand National. With the improved installations and the improved spark energy by about 10 to 15% and a longer spark duration, you're going to get a more complete burn, higher RPM horsepower, smoother idle, smoother acceleration, better fuel economy.
I did a little bit of research on it for a couple of weeks and came up with a new product. It actually falls right here in the door panel. And it has 4 wires that you connect up. I'm getting ready to do a little bit of soldering. And after it's installed, there's no visible appearance and no difference between the stock switch. And the customer just pushes the window down. And on the way down, if you hit the switch again, you can stop it at any point. And it'll go down all the way by itself.
This product that you see here is a GN Grand National engine wiring harness. Made specifically for the 1986-1987 engines. It's a new product that we've just recently introduced, and it's basically an identical part to the original harness, except we made a few improvements to it where we've added an extra long ground connection, we've added extra long connectors on the weak spots of the original harness.
We have a custom-made aluminum drive shaft here made by Quartermaster Industries. This is the same drive shaft used by NASCAR and Indy. It weighs 12 pounds with the U-joints in the yoke. It can handle almost 800 horsepower and it's balanced to 11,000 RPMs. Handle about any motor any GM could dish out on the street. Very high-quality piece.
Well, mainly my company is based on carrying used parts for turbo cars like the one you hear in the background, but mainly my company, the big products are the GNX reproduction fender flares, and also we just reproduced the fiberglass deck lid for these cars to shave some weight off of the race cars.
Lawrence kindly walked up here yesterday and said, I like your newsletter, I've been getting it for years, I still learn things out of it, and I want to write articles for you. We just picked up Rick Scaracamazza, which is Quarter Mile Performance's old mechanic. He called me up and said, I want to write for it, I saw your publication, I like what you're doing. We just picked up Fred Halmisser, who's running in the 9s with his car. He's writing for us. Trey Crease, 0 to 60, writes for us. Jim Gress writes for us. So we have a good mix of editorial writers, and our information is pretty much guaranteed to be 100% correct the first time through because everybody looks at it and everybody contributes.
Legendary Outer Interiors is we're manufacturers of interior and exterior soft trim products, and basically we help their people restore their cars as far as interiors. We manufacture the seat covers, carpets, headliners, and all their upholstery needs. And basically these type people are interested in 100% authentic reproductions, and we're able to provide the correct grains, colors, and the quality of workmanship that people are expecting.
Well, basically the idea came from many hours spent cleaning quarter panels on these cars, and last year after I just painted one of my Grand Sports, I had all this rock chip and hours of cleaning before the day of the show, so between Bill Locke and I, we put some heads together and came up with this idea of using some magnetic sign that pretty much peels real easy and basically just works real good on any Skylark or any Grand National.
This is our new Scan Master 2. It's a scan tool that can mount right inside the car, right up on the dashboard of a turbo Riegel, and monitor all the computer outputs, knock retard, oxygen sensor voltage, so you see if the car's running rich or lean. It has a recall feature so that after you make a run on the track, you can see what the car did. Also all the other computer output so that you can tune the car up properly.
Down hours. I don't think that one was blown out because I was running the stock headers in that. I didn't run the ATRs.
What had happened is that we'd put the new TA-70 on it, and the first time I ran it, I was watching the gauges, but I didn't catch the boost in time. I looked down just to see it go past 25, and I lifted my foot, and of course by then the engine just shut down. At the 8th mile, and I put it in neutral, started the engine twice, and coasted over the quarter mile, and it ran a 13.6. So, I mean, it would have been pretty good, I think, had it pulled all the way.
Yeah. Big turbo, too much boost, broken crankshaft.
This is right here.
Yeah. This is what happened. If you want to know what happened, this is what happened. Two-piece crank. It's a new design. It installs easier. You don't have to remove the front cover to do the back half. And you don't have to remove the transmission to do the front half.
You brought the car up from Florida.
Yeah, they're turning the wrenches. I'm watching and providing moral support. He's got to drive it home, and you could spend money and tow it home, or you could spend money and fix it, and then when you get home, it's already fixed. So this is all what we're working on.
Fix it and you can make it pass on Saturday.
And hopefully we won't be doing this Saturday night.
Saturday night we can see it again.
Yeah, we're running out of parts here. Most of us have done this kind of thing before, although not under this kind of pressure. So we know where all the bolts go. We know how to take it apart, and practice makes perfect.
Nah, well, how are you going to be upset? I mean, it's my own fault. Everybody's pitching in. I mean, what more could you ask for? Right? So if you see a license plate from Florida that says only a 6, you'll know a little bit of the history of it.
That's right.
Have you seen it?
It's more than a 6 now.
Yeah, that's a 12.
Look at the location of it, too. It's right here.
I love my Buick because it's different. It's not the same old Chevelle or Camaro. It's a little classier.
I love my Buick. It's the first car I ever owned. My family's always owned them, and to be quite honest, it's the greatest car ever made.
Going fast with class, especially Wildcats.
I love my Buick because it's been a part of my life for about 35 years and part of our family, and a high quality car.
Because it's the ultimate high-class muscle car.
I had a Skylark and I was looking for a GS, and I saw this in the paper, so I thought, well, I got to go look at this, you know. I went and looked at the car, and I noticed that it had the Sun Coupe, you know, option on it, and I was not very familiar with GSs at the time, so I had a couple friends of mine look at it, and they said, well, yeah, you know, it had a 455, and they looked it over for mechanics, but we still were a little unsure about, you know, the actual Sun Coupe option for the car. So we called Detroit, you know, and ran the numbers on it, and they did confirm that it was a GS.
That is, huh?
I love my Buick because what else is there?
I love my Buick because it was such a challenging and rewarding project to do.
I love my Buick because it's the next best thing to my wife. Hi, Linda.
It's a nail head and it's red.
I love my Buick because I bought her new 30 years ago today. Can't beat that.
Jump in at any time, go anywhere, and race the car.
It's black. That's about it.
Because it's fast. How's that?
5 words or less why I love our Buick. Low torque.
I guess I'm going through male menopause, and I think that's the truth. I've always been around drag racing, and this is the best of both worlds. It's fast, and it's, I guess, nice looking.
It's fast and looks good.
It's luxurious. Black to the bone.
It's fast and pretty.
It really kicks butt on the track. Just because of the lack of options makes mine unique, I think.
Got it from a guy in outside of Madison where we're from. Had it for like $16,500 in the paper. A little too much money. I was still in school. Making about, $1,000 a year. 2 weeks later, looked in the paper and it was down to $12,500. Had all the records for it. Relatively low miles. I thought, pretty nice car. Still don't have the money for it. 2 weeks later, the guy calls me up, says, I got to buy a house. I need 10 grand. You want it? Couldn't pass it up. So I took out a loan. Ate macaroni and cheese for a couple of years. Worth every minute of it.
Oh, it's the only car made, that's fine. It drives good, it's good gas mileage, it's outrun most Fords.
The power to win.
I love it because it's my car. It's a Buick. It's just great. It's fast too.
It's fast, it's gorgeous, beautiful, it's distinctive, and it's rare. Pretty much sums it up. It's a Buick. Above all, it's a Buick.
Because it beats Mustangs.
I worked on this car, helped engineer it when it was first new, and always wanted to have one when they got to be collectible, and they're collectible now. So I enjoy it. I like to drive it. Never trailered. 90,000 miles on this car, and I just love it. I was the assistant program manager on the Riegel program when it went out of production, and watched the Fisher body plant close down. We built Grand Nationals right to the end, and that was the last type of vehicle that was built in Fisher 1.
I enjoy them. I own 3 of them. I have one that I race that's also street driven regularly. Runs 1070s at 124. This one is bone stock. No modifications, just my other baby. And I even have a third one for my fiance. It's an 84 T-Type with an 87 Grand National motor and drivetrain in it.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here comes the first 2 cars for the Super 16 qualifying. It's Ron Paletti out of Melrose Place, Illinois, and W.C. Taylor out of Edmond, Oklahoma. And all right, both cars off and running. Good side by side. Hey, smile, it's anybody's race. Watch the win lights on the top 10. Which one gets there first? It's going to be the Budweiser lane. All right, coming up now is Scott McConnell out of Davison, Michigan. And that is David Popper out of New Bremen, Ohio in the Winston lane. Budweiser lane a little out of shape about the 330-foot mark. Gets it back in the groove, and he stops the clock at a 980. He goes to the number 1 spot. All right, coming up now, the Buick in the Budweiser lane. Rick Martinez out of Hillsborough, New York in the Winston lane. Watch the win lights top in a 987. Good for the number 2 slot. Look at that ET drop. 987 and a 1050. It may be old and it may need a paint job, but I bet you'll see some numbers fly up here on Michael, I believe it's Mondina out of Alberton, New York. And he is off and running in that 68 Buick, looks like. A 1087 at 122, a 1083 at 130. So now the top 8, quick 8 so far is a 1095 or quicker. The top half of the field is 1095 or quicker. Coming up now, it's Guy Payne out of Portland, Ohio. He's in the Budweiser lane, the older model Buick. Let's see if either one of these guys can go quicker than a 1095. That will put them in the top half of the program. Both of them go quicker. Coming up now out of Citadel, Louisiana is Bill Bergman in the Winston lane. Mike Kurtz in the Budweiser lane. Out of Texas. So we got a Texas and a Louisiana car. We got a fast car here in this Winston lane. That baby's off and running. Stopping the clock's 1061. Now the top half of the field's got to run a quicker than a 1076. Red lights appear on the starting line will not affect their ET. Their qualifying time still counts. And on the top end of Winston Lane, we'll get there first. Stopping the clock's 10:35. Good for the number 4 slot. 2 more cars, and we'll be bumping cars out on this quick 16 deal. Out of Akron, Ohio, in the Budweiser lane is Jackie Eckert. On the top end, the Winston lane gets there with a 2. If you see somebody going quicker than 11:27, it just bumps somebody out. we got a 10:32, and that's good for the number 5 slot. The number 16 qualifier is 11:15. The number to remember is 11:14. If you see 11:14 pop up on that scoreboard or quicker, you're going to see somebody else bumped out. And I tell you what, you're going to see quicker than 11:14 right here in the western lane. That little baby is gone. 896, a low ET. 896 at 152 miles per hour, low ET. All right, a broken car there, George Sweezy with a broken car. And this will be a solo pass in the Winston Lane. Again, the 1095 is the magic number to look for. All right, single pass. Winston Lane does not appear to make the program from here. He is out and looking in. We got a couple more on the starting line now. Wow, wheels got a lot of torque in that left-hand side of that car. Both these cars look like making some pretty good time down the racetrack. 10:03, that is good for the number 5 qualifier. 10:90 is not good. He's on the outside looking in. Did not make the cut. 10:90 did not make it. You got to run quicker than 10:87. Sounds to me like we may have 2 new qualifiers here. Again, the number 1 spot, 8:96. The number 16 spot, 10:87. That's Corey Ruffo out of Pennsylvania. Remember the number 16 qualifying time, 10:87. Watch that Buick in the Budweiser lane, a good straight shot. You could see a quick number here. 9:28, that's good for the number 2 slot. 10:83, the bump spot. Red lights on the starting line will not affect their ET. Watch your wind lights on the top end. The Winston Lane definitely going to get their first stopping the clock. 10:28. Tell you what, both these cars look like they may be capable of getting in the program. The program right now, the bump is a 10:76 with a 0. And I tell you what, 8:77 is good for the number 1 slot. Got a new number 1 qualifier, 165 miles per hour, 9:27, good for the number 3 slot. Now, we have got a new bump spot. It's down to a 10.66 with a 6. Watch the old wagon here in the Winston Lane. He may be a kind of a ringer. And look at that, wheels up start for the wagon, and he's gone. He's gone. A 10.66 or quicker gets him in, and hey, a 9.41, that's good for the number 5 slot. Anything quicker than a 10.61 with a 3, and we may see a new number here in the Budweiser lane. Car in the Budweiser lane looks pretty quick, but look, we've got a couple of cars here side by side, 8th mile mark. Both those cars may get in the program. 10.26, 10.39, they did. Now here comes a couple more that may or may not change the qualification. Looks like maybe to me both of these cars may run quick enough to run a 10.43. 10.09 and a 10.63. And looks like this is the final qualifying run here today in the Super 16. Don't believe he'll ever cut the mustard. 10:39, that's a magic number. Watch the scoreboards. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here comes your final qualifying pass in the Super 16. 10:39 is the number to watch. Tell you what, if he can't run quicker than a 10:39, he's going to be on the outside looking in. He's going to run quicker than a a 1039. This could very easily be your number one qualifier. 877 is the number to watch on the low end, but he did not do it. The number 3 qualifier, 904 with a 3. Now that kicks your bump spot down to a 1035 with a 0. All right, Pro Mod, the bad boys right here. Winston Lane to Budweiser Lane. Watch this scoreboard, see which one of these cars is the fastest of the two. 921, 158, 827. Did not improve on his first pass. .1032 with a 6 if they get in the top 16. 1032 with a 6. 1001 and a 1062. I tell you what, 1001 puts him in the number 9 slot.
Austin Raich, I'm from Wilmot, Wisconsin.
Albert Jones, Plano, Illinois.
Philip Miller from Clemens, North Carolina.
Gary Minch, Davis, Michigan.
Thank you. Rich Studeman from Saginaw, Michigan.
Bob Henshaw, Shelby, Michigan.
Robert Weaver, Atlanta, Georgia.
Rick and Karen Ferry, Rockford, Illinois.
Byron Doherty, Primm Springs, Tennessee.
I'm from Anderson, Indiana. My name's Bob Lavelle. I got the 69. I bought it new in 1969. And I'd like to say a special thanks to Richard Lassiter for starting this club up. If it wouldn't be for him and a lot of other people, it wouldn't be possible.
Tim Maroka, Canton, Georgia.
This is Bart Bosch's car from Valdosta, Georgia. I'm just driving it where you can see it go down the road.
I'm Kurt Ricken. I'm from Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Bob Smith, Simpsonville, South Carolina.
Doug Durkee, Hamilton, Ohio.
Wendell Gorshek, Dayton, Ohio.
Jimmy Williams, Columbia, South Carolina, Carolina's chapter. Thanks a lot, we appreciate it.
Shirley Dempsey from Wisconsin. Thank you.
Dave Galvin, Lynchburg, Virginia.
Bruce Travis, West Terre Haute, Indiana.
Bill Amos, Baltimore, Maryland.
Dave Toomas, Kernersville, North Carolina.
Bill Whitaker, Fremont, Ohio.
Steve Cagle, Huntsville, Alabama.
From Atlanta, Georgia.
Your name?
Don McIntosh. David Newton, South Fulton, Tennessee.
Jackie and Pat Plumley, Landrum, South Carolina.
Greg Still, Frankfort, Illinois.
Dan Zimbo, Flint, Michigan. I'm from Elgin, Illinois. Tom Mogler. Phil Goggins, Tucker, Georgia.
Glenn Dempsey, Jefferson, Wisconsin.
Hi, Ron Stinson from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Bob Stem, Flint, Michigan.
Todd Morocco, Livonia, Michigan.
From Kitchener, Ontario, Canada. Dusty Road.
Jim Schultz, Chicago, 66 Wildcat.
John and Jennifer Everett, Greenville, Maine.
Joe Armstrong, Springfield, Ohio.
Shane and Aletha Dillinger from Kettering, Ohio. Frank Clare, Dayton, Ohio, one of the Ohio boys. John DeCarlo, Tampa, Florida.
Bruce Hunter, Chagrin Falls, Ohio.
Joe Rebecca from Berwyn, Illinois, Chicago chapter.
Ronald Palm, Greenville, South Carolina.
John and Terry Kemper from St. Louis, Missouri.
Paul Cassidy, Albany, New York. Tim Garland, Coatesville, Pennsylvania.
Mike Myers, Lincoln, Nebraska.
Chicago, Illinois, John Spina.
Don Kenny, Glendale, West Virginia.
Jeff Hansen, Flint, Michigan.
L.T. Wilson, Bowling Green, Kentucky.
Betsy Bratcher, West Lafayette, Indiana.
Paul Gall, Harrisburg, Pennsylvania.
Joe Esses, Carlisle, Pennsylvania.
Nora Burwell, Buick City, Michigan.
I'm Ken Fritz from Laura Mellon, and I'm a member of the MAGS chapter.
My name's Jason Cheatham. I'm Chuck's son. I'm from Southgate, Kentucky.
Larry Johnson, Westchester, Ohio.
Alan LaFoe, West Keatsburg, New Jersey.
Kevin Holder, Byron, Illinois.
Ken Bernhardt, Columbus, Georgia.
Dale Young from Lancaster, Ohio.
Paul Coleman from Ferguson, Missouri.
Jerry Bowman, Chester Hill, Ohio.
Brad Conley, Marysville, Ohio.
Gary Foster, Fort Dodge, Iowa.
John Greco.
Where are you from? Cincinnati, Ohio.
Larry Miller from Statesville, North Carolina. Thank you.
Well, it started and it ran for 4 minutes. And then we heard something, so we shut it off, and we're looking for it now.
And with all these guys, we gotta find them.
Business as usual. We're in the same shirt every day, so he gets dirtier and dirtier.
I've heard a little rocker noise before, so we just adjust it out.
Tell you what, who wants to give me tools?
That'd be great.
Okay, Brad, I need
independent if we take a turn.
I need a 1-inch crescent. I'm going to need a 13mm socket. I'm going to need a screwdriver. I'm going to need a 10mm, and that's it.
One shot.
I don't know. All in a day's work.
It's alive! No hot rod now.
Sounds good.
It's alive!
Yeah, go back and clean it up!
It's probably radiator capping in some place.
I don't think so. It wasn't true. What happened to the crew?
yesterday we did make 2 rounds of qualifying for the Pro 1 and Pro 2 cars, and we keep up with the top 16 bracket, and the bump spot is a 1019. Currently, the car in the Budweiser lane is qualified number 28, and in the qualified at number 9. We qualified yesterday at a 980. Let's see how close he can go to that 980 or how much quicker or slower he'll go. 7 up. Budweiser lane's not in the program, and Oyster Lane's in at the number 15 slot at a 10:03. Currently, your number 18 qualifier in the Western Lane, the Budweiser Lane, the number 36 qualifier. 10:19 is not quick enough. Bennett Jones, pick up your radio. Problems in the Budweiser lane. Problems there in the Budweiser lane. Looks like he's going to ease on through. And for all you people out there that have forgotten that some people paid the ultimate price for us to enjoy the freedom that we enjoy today, whether it's here at the Buick GS Nationals, playing golf, or whatever. There's a lot of loved ones out there, friends out there that's lost their loved ones that paid the ultimate price for us to enjoy the freedom that we enjoy here today and each and every day. And for those people, we want to send a special thank you, and our prayers and thoughts go out to them. And at this time, ladies and gentlemen, would you please stand for the playing of a national anthem? Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free and the home of the brave? All right, ladies and gentlemen, again, thank you very much for being at Beach Bend Raceway for the Buick GS Nationals, and we're ready to go into first round eliminations. Bracket 1, $11.99 and quicker. Lane bracket 2, $12 to $12.99. Bracket 3, $13 to $13.99. Bracket 4, $14 and slower. And bracket 5, nail-head powered cars only. So all the cars you see here competing in this class will be the early 60s up through 1966. This class, to the racers that have these cars, they sort of more or less commemorate the roots of Buick performance. John Everett, 66 Wildcat. On the right-hand side, Bill Burke, 63 Wildcat. Talking about moving a lot of metal down the track with these two cars. We've got Bill Anderson in the right lane from Baltimore, Maryland. When was the last time you saw a 9-second car with a sunroof? You've got it in the right lane. Lawrence Conley, of course, everyone is familiar with Lawrence, from Humble, Texas, in Tweet, in the left-hand lane.
Got new tranny and converter combination in it, and that has changed the combination altogether. It went 8:11, which is a social run, but it was good enough to get where we are, and we're very, very thankful for that.
You're going to hear some turbos wailing on this one. Lawrence with an 801 in the left lane. Bill with a 998 in the right lane. He wanted to race one of these turbo cars knows, hey, this is an accomplishment to get these things into driving technique. Let's see what happens. He drives it down the back door. 815 left lane, 1008 in the right. And that was Travis Beck going to the left lane as a winner from Texas. Rankin Automotive is represented here in the left lane. Phil DeHaby in the right lane from Fort Wayne, Indiana. Good run on the other end here. Wow, at 866 in the right lane, 961 in the left. Alan is a veterinarian from Fredericksburg, Virginia in the right lane. Dave is a plant manager in the left lane. Be a good run going on here. Pete Martin in the left lane. Paul Pernot in the right lane with the world's fastest Stage 1 iron-headed car. Unfortunately, like he had some problems there in the left lane. That means that Paul will be going on to the next round. Left lane here, we've got Tom Fisher from Bloomington, Minnesota, and an 87 Skyhawk. Right lane, we have Barry Walker from Winchester, Virginia. Good start for both cars. That's on the other end. It was a red light in the Winston lane, unfortunately, so it looks like he kind of got out of it there.
The car's doing real good. The class is doing good this year. We thought the class would pick up a lot faster. It stayed pretty stable from last year. We got a good group of cars here, so we're open to win this year. This is our 5th year here. We've done good, but we don't want to do second best today. We're putting in an extra effort.
Jim Dotson, right-hand lane. Scott McConnell, Davison, Michigan. 675 horsepower. Red light in the right-hand lane. So Jim gets to go to the finals, or not the finals, to the next round. Might get to the finals with his 800 horsepower V6.
Oh, it's gone real good. We didn't go quite as quick as we wanted to, but we made the program, so we're happy about that.
455 Buick, right-hand lane. 220-inch, left hand. 455 right hand. Pro 2 racers, buckle up. Pro 2 racers, buckle up. And again, return to the pits. After you've raced, you will be called back to station. These cars are street legal cars. Not quite fast enough for the really big boys in Pro 1. But if you look at a lot of these cars, they're going to have license plates, and they are street legal cars that are running well down into the 10. 274 turbo right lane. 494 big block in the left lane. Some heavy metal here. Unfortunately, Ken red lights the chance away. Got a beautiful silver T-side, but he made a red light there in the right lane.
We've trashed all week as usual. Transmission problems, motor. We finally got it stepped up. Not running where we want to be, but we're here. Car's run consistent, it's running 1035s, dead on for 3 runs, so we're happy. We're going to run it. Put Drew in the seat, strap him in, we'll go.
Yeah, it's been an adventure as usual. It's no longer that low buck, 9.5 to 1 effort. It's a high buck, a lot of work, high maintenance, and hopefully we'll make a show of it here today in Super 16 too. Like I said, Jimmy said, the car is running really, really consistent, and that's really all that matters in bracket racing, not how fast, it's how consistent.
In the left lane, it's been around since 1968. It's a 68 Grand Sport. In the right-hand lane is Drew Schofield from Horn Lake, Mississippi. 464 cubic inch. Left lane Stage 2 car. Gary Payne looks a little bit ahead here at this point. But Drew goes by. Brown Smoke in the right-hand lane, Bob Armstrong's car. Alan Delalark in the left lane wins with a 1065. A little Skylark in the right-hand lane, Super Sanitary with a big 455. Left lane on lane, always a good launcher. Watch it come up. Well, the left-hand lane gets there with a 1078, blowing a little oil in the process. We're going to look right there and see what kind of power it takes to run these numbers. Rick's making a good clean run here in the left lane, and sure enough goes through with a 1069 left-hand lane. So you don't know how much horsepower he's making, but he's got to be making some pretty good ones to be running low 10s here. Right-hand lane is Bob Alloy. Boy. Whoa. Unfortunately, Ricardo makes a lot of horsepower, and sometimes when you let a lot of that horsepower go, you don't know what direction you're going to be going, and unfortunately in this case, this is what happened. We hope he's okay. We hope the car is okay. He didn't look like he hit it hard. We didn't see anything fly off, so he didn't make it all the way through, so we hope everything is okay. Kind of tend to shake you up a little bit when you see that wall coming at you. Well, he's probably just doing a lot of introspective thinking down there, but at least he and the car seems to be okay. We sure hope so. Larry Hodge in the left lane. Tim Szabo in the right lane from, looks like Brownstown, Michigan. Right lane, 274 cubic inch stage motor. Red light in the left lane. Unfortunately, Larry, the red light his chances away, so Tim's going to go to the next round on a fairly easy pass. He can keep this one cool, be ready for the next one. Left-hand lane is Kent Rudbeck. He's got a new combination here. Stage 2, 3.8 in the left lane. David Poppy in the right lane. Hopefully he's running 3.8. Good run down there. These guys are friends, we hear. Friendly enemies won. Okay, Aaron Kincaid in the left-hand lane, 86 T-type. John Sears right-hand lane, 87 T-type. T-type prepared here. John Sears from Leisure City, Florida. Unfortunately, had some problems there. In the left-hand lane here we have Rich Short, 455, right-hand lane. Tony, looks like Magorovic in the right-hand lane, 455.
You do see that the Winston lane did go down the track, but due to the fact that he did break out, the one in the Budweiser lane will take the win. Due to the fact that the Budweiser lane did break out, the guy in the Budweiser lane will take the win. He will come back for next round no matter what. He did get reaction time, so he will be back.
Started right-hand lane, left so hard he was losing a lot of gasoline out of the gas tank there. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, this next car is a fortunate car. He's only one car in the class. It's Turbo Pro Street. Turbo Pro Street, we're loaded with him. He's the winner, making this solo run down the racetrack. Armstrong out in front on the top pin. Watch your wind lights. Red Armstrong should get there first. He does. 11:24 at 119 miles per hour. And that's your finals in Turbo Street Stock. We're ready to go with Pro 1. Pro 1. 8 cars in Pro 1. And here's Richard Lassiter with an announcement. Leave there, unfortunately. Bill Anderson, the right lane. 86 Marenda National wins with his 274 Stage 2. Got a couple of strong ones coming here. Dave Monjon, left lane. Bill DeHavey, right lane. Budweiser lane, red light, right lane there with an 873. 462 iron-headed Stage 1 engine right lane. Tom Fisher left lane. Trying to run him down. Left lane Glenn Redmond. 220. Right lane Jim Dotson. Two generations of Stage 2. Big block Stage 2, left lane. Turbocharged Stage 2, right lane. Okay, the chase is on. Let's see if Kid Rudnick in the right lane can get Gary Payne in the left. Left lane, Bob Alloy. Right-hand lane, 71 Skyline. Right lane there first with a 1095. This is the finals for street stock. Tom Hefner left lane, Greg Gessler in the right lane. Tom out of Collinsville, Illinois, Greg out of New Jersey. The finals for Street Eliminator. Luke Hale from Rocky River, Ohio in the right lane. Rob Chilinsky in the left lane. Rob's had the field covered pretty much. A brand new engine from PG in the left lane. Came with a serious engine this year to win Street Eliminator. A lot of the guys fell by the wayside. Luke Hale still running. Got a red light here, unfortunately. Rob Chilinsky, left lane, wins with a 10:58. This is the finals in GS Pro Street. Whoa! Shane Larry's been running really strong here all week and really got out of shape on that one, but was smart enough to get out of it. Didn't want it to get the wall, and there's Jim's winning Jim's best times. 10:77, a 1:24. And right lane. He's got a big lead so far. Looks like he's going to be going to the finals. Turbo Street Eliminator with an 11:34. $2:31. Good race all the way down so far. Nailhead powered Buicks here. This is the nailhead powered class, the finals. Nailhead powered class. 58.63 in the left, 4.11 in the right. McIntosh in the right lane. I know I don't have a name for the left. Beverly's driving Mike Garrison's car in the right lane. Now we've got Teresa Endish coming up in the left lane. 66 Grand Sport. In the right lane we have Michelle Steinman in the right lane with a 70 Buick GSX. Two for Powder Puff. Continue into bracket 4 coming up next. Bracket 4. All bracket 1 winners, all bracket 1 winners, back to the lanes. Bracket 1 winners, back to the lanes. Bracket 1 winners. Bracket 1 winners, back to the lanes. Joe Copson to the base of the drag strip tower. Joe Copson to the base of the drag strip tower. Russell Tooth coming up now, and Adam Garth. Red light here in the Budweiser lane, Winston lane picking up the win. Next pair up is Archie Anderson, that is, Archie Anderson and Jeff Peoples. Anderson red lights away his changes, and Peoples will be back in the next round. Bracket 1 cars, lane number 1, buckle up. Bracket 1, buckle up. Bracket 1 cars, lane number 1, buckle up. John Hoffmer in the Budweiser lane out of Chapman, Oklahoma. Winston lane, Jim Faulkner out of Ozark, Missouri. Both cars making their way down the racetrack. On the top end, watch your wind lights up on the scoreboard. The wind light will go to the Winston lane. We are in bracket number 1. Your next pair on the starting line. Jim McDade in the Budweiser lane, the Buick Grand National out of Houston, Texas. He's dialed in a 1085. Winston lane, that will be the Buick of Jeff Romeo. Romeo out of Maryland. He is dialed in 1135. On the top end of the racetrack, Winston lane out in front, but the Budweiser lane will pick up the wind light due to the red light here on the starting line. The Budweiser lane, the left lane will try to chase him down on the top end. Red light starts as Mark Berman leaving too soon on the starting line. That gives Rick Hansen the wind light on the top end of the racetrack. He'll go through the quarter mile, winning time at 12:02. Keep your eyes on the wind lights. Top end of the racetrack, the Budweiser lane. Top top end of the racetrack, the win light goes to Winston Lane, a 12:14 winning time. Attention in safety lanes, lane number 3, buckle up. On the top end of the racetrack, watch your win light, the Winston Lane goes. I believe this is our last pair of cars here in bracket 1. Larry Moore in the Budweiser lane. Now that's a 68 Nova, but it's got a Buick powered motor in it. He is dialed in at 1035. Winston Lane at 1093. Dial in red light start here on the starting line for the Buick powered Chevrolet Nova. On the top end, the Winston Lane will pick up the win light. Winning time at 1096. On the line now, Mike Frankel and Sam Davis, and Frankel has broken on the starting line. That means Sam Davis will go to the next round. He will get the win light on the top end of the racetrack. On the top end of the racetrack, Sam Davis, 1364.
This last run we had a little luck. The other gentleman broke, but that happens. That's racing. Car's running pretty consistent. I'm glad to be here. You know, we wish Mom could have been out here. She's here with me, but she had a little operation 19 days ago, and she's still here. If you guys heard Paul Harvey last Monday, he did a big story about her. So next year, she'll be 83 and be here and be racing.
No, I didn't want to miss the show no matter what I had to do to get here, because I first started going to the shows just to accompany him, and then one day he says, why don't you try it down the track? And then after that I didn't give a damn about showing the car. I only wanted to race it. And we don't have a whole lot of tracks out where we live, but whenever we do, you know, we take advantage of them, or we go up to Bakersfield in California. But I love this show because almost every Buick I look at, I think I want to own it. And I'm very proud that we can do the times that we can do with our car, because it's still stock, still weighs a lot, but we still get it down that track. Now it's running in the 1290s.
Yeah. All right, both cars staged up. Christmas tree coming down. Big head start for the Budweiser lane. Now the Skylark takes off. He's trying to chase him down on the top end. I tell you what, right here on the starting line, the Skylark has the advantage. Let's see what happens on the top end. See if he can catch the Grand National. This is for the finals in bracket number 4. The win light goes to the Winston Lane, the 72 Skylark.
Right, I got it. Cool. And the guy was sandbagging. He doesn't need to be doing that. No place for that in racing.
gets out of shape and still manages to win every round so far. Right-hand lane, Paul Burnett has the fastest iron-headed big block stage 1. These are not stage 2 heads or anything exotic in the right lane. Stage 1 car in the right lane. 281, 800 horsepower in the left lane. Oh my goodness, a red light in the left lane. Unfortunately, a great running Buick of Jim Dustin. Out in the left-hand lane. Ran good all week. Winner of this will go into the finals against Paul Burnett. Pro 1. That's going to be a good one here. Phil DeHaby, left-hand lane, sponsored by Kenny Bell. In the right-hand lane, Bill Anderson, sponsored by himself. From Baltimore, Maryland, 87 Grand National right-hand lane. 274 stage 2 in the right-hand lane, gets a big lead. See if Phil's taking on the other end. It's going to be a close one here now. Yes, he did. He slipped by him on the other end with an 866. Rick got a big spot there. Let's see if Jen can catch him with that twin-in 99 car. It's close down at the other end. Looks like he may have gone by him, and he did at 11:02. Stage 1 cylinder head, all iron. Red light, unfortunately, in the right-hand lane. That puts Phil DeHaby as the winner of Pro 1 Super 16. Tough break for Paul. Both these cars ran good all day long.
This is the first time I've been here this year at the Buick Nationals, and we just finished a car toward the end of last season, and we're happy to be here. We're just glad we won it.
Last race of the day. Oh my goodness, a red light on the left lane. Just get a little over anxious here. It makes the right lane a winner, which is Jim McDade. Houston, Texas is the winner of Bracket 1.
Thursday we blew a head gasket, and Friday we paired it, and just came in today, dialed it in the best we could, and we tried to qualify for Super 16 but couldn't get it fixed fast enough, so we came over here and run 11.99 faster, and we won today.
Bracket 1, right?
Bracket 1.
Have you ever seen someone? We got some recipes that must be working. So there's an awful lot of these cars running 11. White 68 or 69, hard to tell from up here with all the smoke. He's taking care of his tires. We can't see nothing. Left-hand lane is Mike Ruel, Gap, Virginia, 87 Grand National. Left-hand lane. You've got a trailer hitch on that one in the left-hand lane. Must be pulling his race car. 1150. Versus 1135 on the right-hand lane. Good race going on there. Go! Left lane. Big block repairs. block there going at it. Right-hand lane. We have had a really great crowd this year. The weather's cooperated very nicely for us, and of course that's always a big factor. But it seems like every year we have it, the more people gain familiarity with it. They go and tell their friends about it, and more cars come each year. And what's impressed me is they get faster, they look better. Our quality of our race program improves every year as well as the car show. So we've been very fortunate this year, and we just thank everyone for coming. It's been just a great time for all involved.
We're really excited. The economic impact of this event for our city and county is absolutely tremendous. Our hotels, restaurants, and retail shops greatly benefit. An event like the Buick GS Nationals also is really good for the people who live here. They enjoy seeing the hundreds of shiny cars going up and down our streets every day, and as a result, they look forward to this every year. This event is a real happening for Bowling Green and Warren County, and we hope you'll visit us again real soon. Thanks for being here.
B-U-I-C-K. There, somebody said it.